So this is the space that I have been using for our current room exhibition. So I've got sort of three elements to the space where I've got video, photograph, vinyl prints on the wall, and then I also have words on the wall which sort of stem from the poetry I've been doing alongside bits of my video. Usually what I would photograph is like the landscape. I'm very connected to the landscape, focusing in on time and how time passes through a landscape. Mostly I would photograph as well at night time, so I was initially out at night time photographing stuff for a project that I thought I would be showing for this. And then the location I was in was right next to my house. The only way I can describe it is attacked by trees. These branches started hitting me in the face. I didn't even notice they were around me. And then I was like running away from these branches, and it was nearly like they were following me. I just kept running in more to the trees rather than running the other way. So I started to become really scared of these trees. I actually had a nightmare about them one night, sort of following me. And I couldn't, whenever I was going out to photograph at night, I couldn't go out by myself without somebody coming out with me because I ended up getting that scared of them. And the prints are all taken through different nights as well. That's why some of the tones of red is different. It was hard to replicate depending on what the air was like that night and the different lighting I used as well. I also decided to have the red light projecting onto the photographs as well, just to give them, I don't know, a bit more depth, I guess. They are already red, the branches and stuff. That's the flash I use, but it sort of adds a bit more. Sort of, I think, creates a bit of a panic as well, whilst in the space, to hopefully replicate what I've been feeling whenever I've been out at night time around the trees. I tried to capture that in the video. With my audio as well that I had used, sort of the text I'm creating to hopefully go alongside it to give it a bit more perspective within the video. For the video, what I decided to do was video all this with a VHS camera, and then I played it on a TV, and then I re-recorded over the top. It was a constant playing it and recording it and then playing that footage and recording it, so it sort of gives it this blur. But it was more, for me, I was trying to get to grips with looking at these trees, so I thought by looking at this more, I'd be able to go out and sort of be less feared of them. But it sort of didn't really work. But I sort of like the way it looks visually. It sort of is like a distant memory to me. Like, you can't see it fully, so it's sort of like a memory. And also because I did have a nightmare about it. It's sort of that idea of it not being the full image is completely there. And I think as well, that's why I have it on a monitor, not a flat screen TV or anything, because it sort of adds to the effect as well of it being a memory and a thought. With my eyes closed, feeling as vulnerable as I ever could be. The thought of the unknown is frightening. A lump in my throat as the panic sets in, ending at a dead end along the lane, across the wet terrain, my feet sinking into the ground, escape not feeling like an option. A suspended tree, frightening me from above, gasping with fear as it creaks and moves with the wind, almost slapping me across the face. As I rub from it, I am approached by another, even lower and lower. And the text on the wall is from the text that I had created, which was in my video, which is sort of scattered all over the place, even though there is like a meaning throughout it that I do say in my video. But it's sort of like one of those things whenever you're in panic mode, everything's just scattered about your brain, you don't know what you're doing, you don't know where things are or anything, so that was to try and capture that. Deep in, tree trunks, stems, boles, nothing else.